well, an important day for India in the global forum as Indonesia today handed over the G20 presidency to India, to Prime Minister Modi, with the official gavel being handed over today by the Indonesian head of state. G20 leaders called for diplomacy and dialogue today. Also, India's views reflected prominently in the Bali declaration. Maha Siddiqui has the report.
Crown of the leadership I convey to Prime Minister Modi of India.
G20 नए विचारों की परिकल्पना के लिए और सामूहिक एक्शन को गति देने के लिए एक ग्लोबल प्राइम मूवर की तरह काम करे.
With this, the G20 presidency now passed on to India. Despite deep divisions over Putin's Ukraine war, the grouping of 19 countries and EU managed to agree on a joint statement. Calling for the peaceful resolution of conflicts, it included the phrase, "Today's era must not be of war," reflecting when Prime Minister Modi had told Russian President Vladimir Putin this in Samarkand. Its inclusion is being seen as a significant achievement given the differences between the West and Russia.
India played a key role in the successful negotiations of the outcome document. One was approach which was very constructive, cooperative. Prime Minister's message that this is not the era of war and that the best way is to return to the path of dialogue and diplomacy to resolve the conflict resonated very deeply across all the delegations.
Meanwhile, here's what the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said. Our Western colleagues made every effort to politicize this document and to push wordings through that condemns the Russian Federation's action on behalf of the G20, that is, including us. India is taking over the presidency at a time of global economic turmoil due to the Ukraine crisis, as well as fragile food and energy security and worsening impacts of climate change.
भारत G20 का जिम्मा ऐसे समय ले रहा है जब विश्व जियोपॉलिटिकल तनावों, आर्थिक मंदी, खाद्यान्न और ऊर्जा की बढ़ी हुई कीमतों और महामारी के दीर्घकालीन दुष्प्रभावों से एक साथ जूझ रहा है. ऐसे समय विश्व G20 की तरफ आशा की नजर से देखता है. आज मैं ये आश्वासन देना चाहता हूं कि भारत की G20 अध्यक्षता इंक्लूसिव, एम्बिशियस, डिसिसिव और एक्शन ओरिएंटेड होगी.
Starting officially from 1st December, India will hold 200 meetings in the coming year across 35 sectors, culminating in the 18th summit in New Delhi in September, when the capital's air quality is usually the best.
But what I'd also say is I think there's excitement about India taking the baton. Prime Minister Modi made an excellent speech at the close of the summit, and there's a lot of positivity about about all the positive things that have come out of this summit being carried on into India's presidency, and people are looking forward to supporting India in that, and we certainly will play our part in the United Kingdom to make sure that we do that.
And with this, it's over to New Delhi from Nusa Dua. Apart from the global economic crisis, India would like to focus on two other important aspects. One, of digital transformation, of bridging the digital divide and using it for the greater good of the humanity. G20 countries also represent 85% of the world's GDP and emit 75% of the emissions globally. With this, the issue of climate finance and climate justice become very important, which is another issue that India would like to focus on. After India, the presidency will move to Brazil and then to South Africa. With this, there is hope that the global South and the voice of the vulnerable will finally find a place on these powerful platforms. From Nusa Dua in Bali, Maha Siddiqui for NDTV.